Hey, it's your reigning supreme, the Doll Queen. Welcome back to my channel. So obviously today we're looking at Jinafire for the Monster High Skulltimate Secrets Goregeous Oasis line. And if you haven't watched my review on Laguna, go ahead because I go way in depth on like packaging details, all that junk. I ramble for a really long fucking time. So yeah, if you want to hear all that, you can go ahead and do that. But we have her, got her at Target for $25. That was with Target Circle due to, like, what do you call that? Discount deals, stuff like that. Originally retails for $33, which now for what we're getting with the saran hair and stuff, I feel like is a little more justified and definitely a lot. I feel like you get more bang for your buck versus other $32 dolls right now. So yeah, that's my opinion. But for the packaging, it is the same old Skulltimate Secrets cardboard box over the giant plastic case. We see Jinafire's artwork right here, which is really pretty with her holding her key, and then just her name right here, and then this little holographic thing. It's different for every series. This one is a wavy texture to be like water, I guess. And then you can see parts of the packaging through it, including the little keyhole. And for these, they have a little handle at the top. So when you're in the store, you can use this and actually carry it around, which is interesting. I just realized hers has glitter. And then on this side, we have the logo. This side, we have the logo again, but with a little desert background, with some palm trees and resort stuff. And then we see a logo and just a blatant lie. And we can see the rest of the line, which, like I said, already did a review on Laguna. Draculaura, like these dolls, Skulltimate Secrets, always like stay in stock for quite a while. And at Target especially, they have like so many sales on Skulltimate Secrets dolls. So these two wanted immediately, but for the ones that I like, but I know I can wait and can control myself, I get on sale. So Draculaura, she will come into my collection eventually, but just not today. Then that is it. That is her barcode if you need it. And now we can go ahead and open this bitch up. So this is what the suitcase looks like. It's just this purple. And this time, like, since hers had glitter, since this one has glitter in it, I just kind of assumed that Laguna's had glitter in it. I'm not entirely sure, but this one has very visible glitter in there. Hopefully you can see that with the lighting. This is just literally house lighting. And then we have her gold key. Everyone has the same key, but, you know, shaped like a cloud, has a little skelet and a little question mark there. And then same sculpt as Laguna's, where it says Monster High, the little cloud swirls around there. Same little combination lock there, same stuff on the back, and is still the same width as the previous Skulltimate Secrets lockers, so do not worry, this is not like thicker, so it's not going to take up more space if you don't need it to. And just like Laguna's, we have a slightly darker purple here and a lighter purple in the front, so don't know why, but that is, I guess, maybe on purpose. And if you did not know, since Skulltimate Secrets 4, we've had one purple, one blue, and one pink doll, which means characters' colors, schemes are like switched and stuff if needed. So that's why Series 4, we had Draculaura, Abby, and Claudine for that. Series 5 was a little different because Twyla represented both purple and blue, and then Draculaura pink, which meant that Venus was able to be her typical pink and green self, which was nice. And then Series 6, we had Caddy, Claudine, Frankie, and now this one, we have Draculaura, Laguna, and then instead of Jinafire being her red self, they switched up her color scheme to be more purple so she could fit that purple part. And if you're curious as to why, research has shown that specifically girls are more interested in the colors pink, blue, and purple as their favorite colors. So most doll lines try and have characters that represent those colors. And in Monster High, that's Draculaura, Frankie, and Claudine. But, you know, when they want to switch up with other characters, they have other characters fit in those roles. There you go. Just wanted to point that out because this Jinafire is like a little different with like the absence of red, when red is typically like her primary color. So for the front here, we just have a little heart with the dragon tail and palm trees, this little spicy drink, or it could be like dragon fruit. Probably dragon fruit, that's what it is. But aren't dragon fruit like meat white? So would it be watermelon? I don't know. We have clouds, some raindrops, her little logo there, and then her new skullet here with little not fins, her little like dragon cloud ears and like little scales. Fun. And then on this side, we have her holding her key, which you can see the separation between the green and the gold. I don't know, a little interesting. Then you can see all the little stupid little kajinkers in there. So what you do is you just take the key off, which is held in by a little bit of tape, then unlock it, and then you're able to crack it open to see her inside. So I have to remove the rest of this now, which the easiest way for me is to remove the entire cardboard insert and then snip away everything, because I don't like having extra like little T-ties left when I have the cases separate like this, if I plan on using them. So 1 second. So before we get into her and all the openings and stuff, we'll look at what is in here. So we have a little Chinese lantern with that Chinese knot. And then we have some cherry blossoms, tapestries, more lanterns. This is a very like beautiful window. I don't know if there's a specific name for this design, so I'm not going to say something that I don't know. And then we can see the outside, it's like storming with like clouds and stuff because she is a weather dragon, controls the weather, which is pretty cool. See some of her accessories down here. And then a little like vanity that looks to be made out of jade, and then some pottery for the little cherry blossoms. Really pretty. I prefer Lagunas, but this is still really pretty. And with this drink being right here, I definitely believe that, like, after watching Angel Loza's reviews, I definitely do think that we were supposed to get that drink as an accessory, but it was cut along the way, which I'm not sad to see it go, but it also would have been nice to go along with the Paradise Island dolls. And then over here, we have her photo collage. So we have the three of them together at the resort. Wish you were here. And then we see her accessories. And then a close-up of her face, winking. And we see the three of them laying on the beach, which is fun. And that is it for the inside deco. Which, what I love about this is that since it's her hotel room, you can totally, like, kids can use this, have the handle on it so they can pack it up and take it with them. So then when they're out, which for me, this would be my situation when I was a kid, when I have to go to my siblings' basketball game or whatever, and I want something to do, I can bring this, set it up on like the bleachers or whatever, take up one seat, and I can play around with her, switch her outfits and stuff. I think it's great. Best Skulltimate Secrets packaging that we've gotten. So now we can look at Jinafire herself. So, ba-bam, went back in. And so, obviously, firstly, she has saran hair, which is awesome. It goes down to her booty, so it is the same length as a G1 style doll, which is crazy because this is like considered short for G3 standards, but it's the hair length that we used to normally get. Like, that's kind of crazy. But it is mainly black saran with a little bit of this two-toned purple in there. So there's a little bit of a lighter and a darker purple shades in there. It's fun, but I do wish that we got, because this is the only streak of purple, I wish we got either more purple back here or just like another streak in the back. It's kind of sad because like Laguna, I guess Laguna only had the money piece, but I don't know. I would have liked a little more dimension in the hair, especially considering what her first doll was giving. But it is soft and it has a little slight wave to it. I'm sure a good wash will definitely help. If you want to boil wash it, it'll definitely loosen the curl to be probably mainly straight, but it's not bad either. This is what her screening looks like, because these dolls are made in China. So this is the first doll that we got of hers was Indonesian. So I like seeing the comparisons of like what's different. And already like having my core doll right here, I can tell you that the skin tone is slightly different. And the opalescence of her and like iridescence of her skin tone is definitely a lot toned down, because the China like body things, like plastic that they use, they just can't get it to be as shimmery and shiny as Indonesia can get. I don't know why, but that's just usually the case. Same with the soft plastics, they're typically a lot duller than the Indonesian factory. So her skin tone is slightly more yellowy, leaning more towards a yellow-green, and has like almost matte. Like there's a little bit of that purple and pink shimmer, but it's not too noticeable. And then her face, she's coming off as more mint green, like she should be on camera, but like trust me, she is more yellow-green. Maybe in this lighting because it's yellow, but I don't know. I have the other one in the same lighting. So her screening already looks a lot more refined and better. China's better with screenings, but Indonesia is better with like iridescent sculpting and stuff. Anyways, really pretty. Same side glance that we got in the first doll. Same, well, I guess the first time was dark green eyebrows. These are black eyebrows this time. And then same eye color with the brown, and then the gold and the mint green in there too with the little thundercloud. And she primarily has purple makeup with a little bit of this like teal color smoking up to the brows. Very fun. And then she has her gold and green scaling by her eyes, which is fun. Love that. And then her lips are definitely drawn in a completely different shape, but still fills out the mold. I think I definitely prefer this lip shape compared to the one that we got with the Indonesia factory. And then her fangs are placed almost perfectly. This one is a little off, but it's touching the lower lip, and that's really all I care about. And then her ears are still separate and like glued on, but is definitely a lot like duller than the Indonesian factory one. And it looks like that they just used the same ear sculpts, because she still has the double piercings over here. And her earring right here, I will say that this is very shiny and like iridescent as it should be, but it's a little cloud with 2 raindrop gems. Really pretty. And it's supposed to go into this ear, but since it's in the other hole, I think it should have gone in this one, but whatever. It's a little loose. Well, for this one, oh, it's the same on both sides. Why did I think both of her piercings were like here? Whatever. Anyways, it's a really pretty earring set. I like them, but I like her first earrings more. I'm more partial to hoops, so duh. And then for her bod, it is the exact same body sculpt, except that she now has the updated arm pegs that the newer dolls have been getting. So yeah, she has updated arm pegs, but other than that, everything else is the same. Same beautiful, stunning hand sculpt. Love it. Although mine has a little bit of extra plastic here that can easily trim off. But I love the hand sculpt still. It's still just, it's so good. But duller gold plastic. Like this is definitely not as shimmery and shiny as the OG Indonesian hands. But that is okay. The one thing I do wish is that they added some gold scales like on the forearm like they do with Twyla. But I guess the gluing on the ears is like a whole extra cost on its own, so I don't know. And then for her clothing, she has this blue-purple top right here with these beautiful little ribbon straps right here that have like 2 different shades of purple on it. That's fun. But this print has some leaves, flowers, petals rustling through. Really interesting. And then this skirt, absolutely love. It is this more traditional grape purple with this little like ruching in the front. that then comes out into this like frill at the bottom, all in purple, really pretty. And it's definitely more, I don't know, more Laguna with like that fin shape, but I guess it spreads out enough to where it's fine. I don't know what exactly it's trying to evoke, but I'm cool with it. I like it. I think it's really pretty. And then we have her tail, which is gorgeous. Same sculpt as usual with the green on it. But the gold is really shimmery. So you can see the difference between the hand and the tail. It's like night and day. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna harp on this for a little bit. They have like the soft plastic in China is like super dull, but then the hard plastic, as you can see, like bam, like that is really, really golden and shimmery, and I think it's beautiful. So like her legs are super shimmery this time around, and you can really see all of that scale detailing going on, especially at the feet. Like, God, this is so pretty. And then you can see the little scale decals on the shins like usual. But yeah, you can, like, I can pop off the hand. You can see it. It is night and day of like how shimmery it is. Crazy, because we will compare that later in the vid, because now we can actually get to opening shit. So, oh my God, she looks like a mess. The box hair is not doing her favors. So we'll just put her in the back right here as we await for her stuff. So firstly, we have the instructions, which I don't know if anyone cares, but they're in black and white now. And for the past 6 series, the instructions have been in color. So you don't get to see the colored version of her little weird funky art right there, which originally it was like G1 style artwork for like Draculaura and like Laguna. Like it was weird, but it was interesting. So I'm assuming just like Laguna's, we start off with the lighter bag. So again, just kind of looks like a suitcase and has clouds and a little heart on it. So yeah, we can just tear this open and can see all of the contents. Everything that is in a plastic bag, I will remove. So we'll do uninteresting things first. We have the little golden shelves here that are for the locker, which I will go over those in a sec. And they are the same like bronzy gold as the key, because you can see her legs are a much warmer shade of gold. I don't know, just wanted to point that out because it's 2 different shades of gold going on here. And then we have is this shimmery? I believe there's like a little bit of shimmer going on here, but it's the same like heart key that Laguna has, but this one is purple. And then for the fun stuff, we have her extra pair of shoes, which we didn't get a good look at, but they are these like periwinkle color. It's really pretty. I like this blue. Yeah, so we can see like clouds as like the little gravity heel-esque part of it. I'm not too sure what's going on here other than like a bunch of clouds. I know there's a little bit more. I don't know. There's like scales, flowers. I'm not too sure. And that's okay. It's not for me to understand. Then we have straps, a little pearl bead going down here, and then some straps at the ankle with a little bow in the back. And then the bottom of the shoe has, oh, cool, it's a dragon. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe it's better on the other one. Oh, the other one is the rest of the dragon with the tail and stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. So then when you put it together, you have the whole dragon going around. That's cool. That's really cool. They did not have to do that. My one gripe is that there's no painted details on these shoes. And then we also have her purse, which, fun fact, is the purse that lost the Fang vote from last year. So I'm glad we got this in some sort of way. So it is a flat decorative purse with no painted details on the back, unfortunately. But there are painted details on the front, which is fine. So we have this base part that's black, some red, like fish right here with some tassels, the dragon itself at the bottom with some yellow on it, and some like white, looks like airbrushing, but I can tell you that it's not. duh. And then we have some clouds up here. And then the ship itself, is it supposed to be a ship? I'm pretty sure. But just beautiful, like Chinese texture, like architecture on it. So fun. Love this purse. Again, wish the back was painted as well, but I can always do that myself if I feel inclined to. Oh, and there's a little Chinese character on there, which I don't know what that means, but if anyone does and you want to tell me in the comments, please do so. And now moving on to the darker purple bag here, we can see what we have inside, and I can remove everything that's in plastic bags. All right, so in this bag, we got these sunglasses, which I'm not a big fan of round, like circular frames, but whatever, she has them. Purple translucent plastic for everything else. We have some flowers on the side right there. But this is the kind of plastic that will snap, so you gotta be careful. Then the front has some Chinese knots and flowers. I'm assuming it's supposed to be cherry blossoms. And I guess that kind of looks like a bridge. It's kind of cool, but we have some gold paint on it. And then we can try them on her because I probably won't be putting them on her ever again because, like I said, I don't like round sunglasses. Yeah, like this is just so Harry Potter. I don't like that, like, at all. So I think that's ugly. So she will never ever be wearing those again. But if you think they're cute, good for you. Stand up, bitch. But then we have the two little jade hangers, which are fine, I guess. Pretty plastic, at least. And then we have her little hard plastic top, which is the pearlescent material that we saw with her earrings, which is very beautiful. Then we have like strings of pearls and like supposed to look like wisps and stuff. Then on the front, we have pink and blue paint, a little gem, like teardrop gems right there to be like water. Really beautiful top. And then we have her fan, which is kind of a vague shape. I don't know if it holds any meaning, but yeah. Then what we have, it kind of looks like the Great Wave, even though that's, I believe, a Japanese painting. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And then we have cherry blossoms going through the wind, and yeah, just really pretty. So very fun. Then we have some wispies kind of in the gold, and then the little gold stick in the back. Then obviously no painted detail right there, just like Laguna's, which is fine. You're just displaying from the front. And then we have the little keyring situation this time around. So it is a red room key thing with the number 13 on it, and it is very glittery. So she may not have had red on the doll, but like at least we have a little bit of red going on here. And then the purpose of this is so you can put like all the keys on it, and it acts as like its own sort of key ring. But I put the other two keys on this and leave this separate so I can keep it on the outside of the whole case and it be like flush with everything so it doesn't take up too much unnecessary space. That's just what I do. Now we can take this and open up this, which is her suitcase. Same outer case as Laguna, but in dark purple. But we have an iridescent lighter purple here, which is gorgeous. This is like a very similar, if not the same design that was used on Fangvote Jinafire's headpiece, with the dragons going together like that with a bunch of different gemstones and some clouds, some like what looks to be like her scales, but are kind of like clouds, and then fire. Like, it's really cool. Love the suitcases. Then for this, you put in the key, twist it, then you can just pull it, which this is actually useless. You can just open it up on its own like this from the side, but it's for the experience. So firstly, she has the same like netting portion of the suitcase that Laguna does have on hers. And then for the stuff that's in here, we have her shoes, which I love these ones. They're so pretty. So these are the jade shoes and have the gorgeous iridescence that we love. A bunch of knots going up here, and then these are red little Chinese knots. And then up in the front area, we have this like circle window kind of with some like, looks like smoke and stuff. And then the platform itself is beautiful. We have this like bridge architect going here, this like front of the building. And then back here is a giant lion statue, which is like, what? You can see the side with the mouth open. It's so cool. I love this thing. Like, this is, if you want to do an object heal, this is how you do it. It matches the rest of the shoe, so it doesn't look like out of place. Like, this is how you do it. Why does G3 get object heals right, but the collector dolls can't do it? Weird. Then we have another Chinese character on the bottom here. Again, I'm not too sure what it is supposed to say, but it's like, I think the Chinese character is right here, then there's like clouds around it, or it could be something else and I'm just dumb. I don't know. Anyways, really pretty shoes. Definitely the superior ones to the blue ones. And then we have her little like cardigan piece, which hers is better than Laguna's, because hers actually has full length sleeves. They're just wider sleeves and is this like lavender purple, like really pretty. And then we have a little satin ribbon for like a trim around here, which Laguna did not get. So good for Jinafire for getting that budget. What's cute is maybe you could wrap it around like that. That would be cute. And then, so we have her headscarf, which has some like clouds and smokes in this little purple background. And then right here, it looks like there's a little bit of a pearl. And then some flowers and green little decor there, some more clouds, and two little like dragon statues with holding rings, which are pretty cool. And then we have the trim of it being yellow, but obviously supposed to mimic like gold. So yeah, and just like Laguna's, it Velcros at the end. If you ever had to deal with like Velcro, like headbands and stuff, it's very, very simple and easy. So do not worry. And for this, you can use it as like a little side piece or like try and use it as a top. It didn't really look too good as a top when I tried it on Laguna, but you know, it's good in theory. And then finally we have this skirt, which I think is the worst clothing piece out of all of the dolls in this entire lineup, because it is just this thicker brocade fabric and is dark blue, which kind of comes out of nowhere, but like I guess it can work because we have the blue here, and it's just elastic band right here and right here. I hate bubble skirts. I just think they look so ugly, but I'll put them on for the vine. Do it for the vine. Yeah. Then when it comes to the designs, we see some temples and clouds and waves and mountains maybe. So that's fun. And then finally we have the skelett key in the jade color. And then we have her skelett thing, which is super shimmery because of the jade plastic that they used. And her little skelett, what do you call this? Carry-on is so cute with like the scales right here and then the ears. So pretty. And then you just plop this in and then you can undo it. When here we have her belt, which this comes off actually really easily. And to fix that, you can bend the plastic a little bit and then it will hook on a little better. And then there's a cloud for like the keyhole because Laguna's was a shell. The belt is gold, has little green lettering on it, but it looks like a rope chain. But we have J, a little like coin with a tassel, and then looks like a little cloud medallion, and then some like knots going on here. Yeah, really pretty. And then for the luggage, if you want to, this has a little clip on the back, so you can clip it on to there, and you can have it all together in one piece, which is pretty cool. All right, so now I will put together the outfit shown in the artwork. So quickly, you can see set up that pretty easy. These are shelves that slide into those. But this is what her outfit looks like. It is pretty cute. Yeah. I actually really like the cardigan this time around because Laguna's, I feel like she needed something in her arms, so I ended up like just kind of doing the halfway off thing, which looks cute here, but I don't know, just like the whole thing on looks amazing on her still. Yeah, super cute. This shoe is a little deformed, so I'm gonna have to help that, but really cute outfit. And now I'll put her in the second fit. So that's kind of what the stock photo looks like. It's a mess. It's a mess. I hate this skirt so much. It's at least not terrible to feel, like Caddy's cord shrug, whatever, but it's not. It does not look cute. And then that's what the whole fit looks like, which I guess with this, these kind of work. I don't know. I like the shoes, but I feel like that there needs to be more blue incorporated to make it work fully. Anyways, last thing, comparing the Cordal. So as you can see, there is the facial differences. So she actually has thinner eyebrows this time around. As you can see, the upper lip is not overlined like it originally was. And then the face placement looks better too. Yeah, just the screening looks a lot better than this one. But I do like the coloring on this screening more than this one. Yeah, hair color wise, you can see that the purples are pretty close, if not identical. And then this was a mixture of purple and black, while this is just straight up black, so that's different. And then she originally actually had this mint green in her hair, not present with this one. And then moving on, the like skin tone difference, you can really tell in like the shoulder. And you can really see how shimmery that is, or at least you can in real life compared to this one. And then the golden hands, it's a little more shimmery on the Indonesian one, but the Chinese legs and like decals are a lot more shimmery. So yeah, you win some and you lose some. Just wanted to point those out. If you're asking me which of these two I prefer, it's still the Cordal. Absolutely love the red on Jinafire. I just love red in general on dolls. We see pink more often than red, so when we do see red, it's like so refreshing and it always looks so good. So love the red on this doll, and I love the makeup color too, because it reminds me of Sunset. Super pretty. But this one has a really pretty face and really pretty everything too. So like she's not a bad doll. I bought her on release. Ended up lucking out to not have to pay full price, but I was fully prepared to because I think she's really gorge. My only complaint is that the pink lips kind of come out of nowhere. They don't look bad on her, so I didn't complain about it that much, but we're still like having remnants of the pink lip epidemic. So I would have preferred a purple lip on this one, or maybe even a green one. I don't know. There was other lip choices, but the pink lip is not the worst thing about this doll. I think you know what at this point. So yeah, from Mainstream, I grant you a wonderful, glorious, fantabulous day. Toodles!